literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay, all right.
So over the weekend, Donald Trump sold out Madison Square Garden. You probably heard of it because the mainstream media ran with the story acting like Donald Trump had a Nazi rally, compared him to Hitler in 1939 or something like that, ignoring every other event that's ever happened in Madison Square Garden. We're talking boxing events, UFCs, multiple, musical artists, and, other political gatherings as well from the Republicans and from the Democrats. And of course, the mainstream media had to do what they always do and try to relate Donald Trump to being Hitler. And it's crazy, right? I mean, completely crazy, because there's people flying Israeli flags and the crowd was very diverse and all this stuff. So, I mean, when you're talking about comparing it to, a Nazi rally, you're not only talking about the speaker, you're talking about the crowd as well. And, it's just a bad look for the mainstream media, in my opinion, but it's also what's to be expected. And so it featured a comedian, which I'm going to admit to you right now that when I first heard the joke, I didn't laugh at it, and I haven't laughed at it yet. I thought it was a joke in poor taste. But, you're not always going to agree with everything everybody does. And I noticed in the following days, a lot of people on X were saying, hey, Democrats, Tony Hinchcliffe is a comedian. He was telling a joke, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know much about Tony Hinchcliffe or anything really. So if the Democrats are going nuts over this guy, it might be a guy that I like, probably will be. So let me look a little bit further. And I come to realize that he is the comedian that, he is a type of comedian that does roasts. I'm sure he does more than that. Most comedians are able to do it all. But Tony Hinchcliffe was one of the comedians that roasted Tom Brady, for example. And it was pretty harsh, right? And that's what roasts are. But in this Madison Square Garden event involving Donald Trump, he said this joke right here.
It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, there's a lot going on. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup. There's some people here. All right. Very good.
And so, look, you'd think if that was truly a Nazi rally, all of the people in the crowd would have cheered and laughed, but they didn't. They basically were taken aback and were like, whoa, what was that all about? We're trying to win voters over. And I agree with the crowd there. The joke was in poor taste, and it really shouldn't have been included in this type of event. But like he said, in his defense, he doesn't usually follow the national anthem. This is way more formal, and people are taking things a lot more serious than what he's accustomed to. So it was a learning process for him as well, and I'm sure he'll do better next time, right? But as the mainstream media does, the laughing hyenas over at The View had something to say about it.
A spokesperson said the joke was in poor taste and did not reflect the campaign's or whose views.
That's when we realized they vote.
Sonny, I'm gonna start with you. What you think about all this?
Thank you, Whoopi.
You're welcome, Sonny.
This Puerto Rican has something to say about the island that I love, where my family is from. Puerto Rico is trash.
You mean the island that you and your family left? I don't even know if you were born there or not, but if you're so offended and you love it so much, why do you live in the United States? I don't know. Is that a fair question? I feel like it's a fair question.
We are Americans, Donald Trump. Americans. We voluntarily serve disproportionately high in the military while you have bone spurs. And we vote. Pennsylvania is home to almost 500,000 Puerto Ricans. North Carolina, 115,000. Georgia, 100,000. Arizona, 64,000. Wisconsin, 61,000. Michigan, 43,000. Nevada, 27,000. We vote Donald Trump. Trash?
Notice how she keeps addressing Donald Trump like Donald Trump's the one that made the joke when he obviously didn't. And also the fact that she's talking about Puerto Ricans when the joke was about Puerto Rico. There's a difference, right? So I don't know. It's just they're trying to make a mountain out of a molehill here, and obviously it's all in an attempt to try to make Donald Trump look bad.
And by the way, Jennifer Lopez, Ricky Martin, Bad Bunny, Luis Fonsi, and Mark Anthony have over 345 million followers on Instagram. I think you only have 26 million, since you care so much about size. And we don't like what was said about Puerto Rico. And we know how to take the trash out, Donald Trump. Trash that has been collecting since 2016. And that's you, Donald Trump.
But if you ask Joe Biden, that's all of MAGA when he called us garbage yesterday. Here, check this out, which has led to a huge backlash from all the people that Joe Biden insulted there, including some excellent memes, right? Check this one out. Making garbage great again. You remember the old Garbage Pail Kids? If you're a 80s, 90s kid, you remember these things. And instantly, Garbage Pail Kids, Dumpster Donald comes out. I love it. That one's hilarious. It cracked me up. And then people like ALX from the Benny Johnson show. So we should take a comedian seriously and a president not seriously. Got it, right? Because you guys might have forgotten, but Joe Biden is the current president. I think nobody really believes he's doing anything, but Matt Walsh posted, for all the incessant talk about Donald Trump's rhetoric, he would never describe half of the American population as garbage. That's the kind of seething anti-American contempt that you only find among the Democratic elites. And then we have one from Phil Labonte from the band All That Remains and Timcast IRL. Look at this. He posted, "They hate you." And these, I guess these are in New York, but it says, "Keep New York City trash free." You have a woman with an Make America Great Again hat and holding a Bible with the circle and the line through it, as well as a man holding a Chick-fil-A cup, which what did Chick-fil-A do to get brought into this, right? I mean, just make delicious food and be closed on Sundays so their employees can have a rest day like it's supposed to be. I don't know. It's crazy. Also wearing a MAGA hat. It's very obvious that the Democrats hate you if you love Donald Trump and if you love the country, if you love God. And, you know, they're not ashamed to say it out loud now, which is just completely insane. But then we have another one here from Rob Schneider. Garbage electoral landslide coming next Tuesday, and it's already in the process. Trump is leading or way ahead than he was projected to be in a lot of these swing states as far as Republican voters and Republican turnout and just basically votes for Donald Trump in general. But this one's what's his name from not Saturday Night Live, Sesame Street. Oscar the Grouch wearing a Trump hat. Garbage for Trump. I love it. I think that's cool. And then even Anna Kasparian came out here and defended MAGA essentially in response to Gabe Gutierrez. President Biden tonight. Donald Trump has no character. He doesn't give a damn about the Latino community. Just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. The only garbage I see floating out here are his supporters, which Anna Kasparian responded to and posted and said, so the president calling tens of millions of Americans garbage is supposed to demonstrate character? Exactly, right? And they like to try to say that Donald Trump is one of these people that, you know, mean tweets. He's always talking crap on people. But if you notice, Donald Trump doesn't punch down. He doesn't talk bad about the American people. He's always punching across or punching up, if it's even possible for Donald Trump, towards the mainstream media, towards other presidential candidates, other presidents, that type of thing, you know, other celebrities with, you know, like considering Rosie O'Donnell, people that can handle it, people that have started it, essentially, or people that can go back and forth with him. But he never talk about the American people like that. Donald Trump is out there to support the American people, regardless of what you look like or your religion or any of that, any of those things. He wants to make your life better again, much like he tried to do and much like he did in his first 4 years. This was actually an excellent post from Lisa Elizabeth. Well, this wins the election. Memes, and it's the Kill Tony joke, which is a bus on the train tracks, and then Joe Biden calling half the country garbage, basically running over the bus. That's why memes are such magical things, right? This says it all, and it really does. But yet, the Democratic apparatus, their mouthpiece, is still going to come out here and try to claim that Donald Trump is the one that wrote the joke for Kill Tony, and he is the one to blame for the joke going awry, right? Which, like I said, I think it was a bad time joke, and obviously it gave fuel to the Democratic Party and the mainstream media to try to make Trump look bad once again. But, at this point, all of those efforts have fallen on deaf ears, in my opinion. I mean, calling Trump a Nazi is like a daily thing, right? Calling MAGA garbage or deplorables, or, let me find this tweet, actually. Yeah, from DC Drano, Kamala calls us Nazis, Biden calls us garbage, Trump calls us Americans. Hillary called us deplorables in addition to that. So, I mean, look, it's one of those things where you just become numb to it. I was numb to it years ago. It's like, if you want to call me some kind of ist or foe because I love Trump, who is in this for Americans and pro-America, then I guess that's just what it is, right? knowing damn well that that's actually not the case, right? But understanding that that's how the mainstream media, the left, is going to respond to people that love Trump or love America or want to make America first, which is, one of my main goals. But so it just falls upon deaf ears and becomes, a moot point, right? I mean, okay, cool. You guys think that Trump is this. You guys think that Trump is a Nazi. We get it. He's not. You guys think he's a homophobe. Okay, but he's not. He's the first president that was actually that was openly pro-gay marriage before even putting his campaign together. First president in history, and that includes Obama, right? Now Joe Biden followed it up with, but that came second. Kamala Harris just brought Beyonce to a rally, apparently paid her a lot of money, and she didn't even perform. People booed and walked out. It was actually pretty epic. And, it's crazy because just like a couple weeks ago, Kamala Harris had, what was it, Cardi B, or I don't know, remember who it was. I don't think it was Cardi B. Had Megan Thee Stallion, that's who it was, Megan Thee Stallion, come and perform at one of her rallies, which, would set the precedent and expectation that Beyonce was going to perform as well. But no, it was a bait and switch, and she took advantage of her supporters, right? Trying to get people into the building, in my opinion, which I'm glad they walked out. It was epic, and then recently Kamala Harris has also been being booed, basically almost off the stage. Here, let's check out this clip from Dave Rubin.
Kamala's making the rounds too, so she's doing her thing. They talk about Trump having hate rallies with angry people. Here's Kamala kind of getting booed off stage, basically.
We are fighting for America's future, and we understand the opportunity we have before us to turn the page on the fear
Awkward. Somebody come save me.
I don't even know what that guy was yelling, but you'd think.
The guy was actually yelling, "No more Gaza war. Have some decency." That's what the guy was yelling.
Think that these are the open, empathetic people. Let the man yell whatever he wants and respond to it. Kamala, why are you all booing him? Are you so mean and intolerant of other people's opinions? All right, that one's a little bit of a throwaway. This one's actually funny. Here is Kamala telling the crowd that they should chant their own name, which gets everybody a little confused.
This one's hilarious. Who does this?
Okay, now I want each of you to shout your own name. Do that.
Crickets.
Because it's about all of us. It's about all of us. And listen,
Oh my
I
goodness.
have fought my whole career to put the people.
Shout your own name. This woman is not well. They even know she's an idiot. It really has gotten to the point. I'm sorry, I get it that some people just have Trump derangement syndrome, but all the people that would be chanting this woman's name, you didn't vote for her. Months ago, you were supporting a man with dementia. You're believing a bunch of people who lie to you about everything. Like, you're basically an idiot. If I meet a Harris supporter at this point, you're basically an idiot. I'm sorry.
I gotta agree. At this point, if you are voting for Kamala, you are basically an idiot. Not basically, you're just straight up an idiot, right? I mean, you hate America, and that's basically how it is. You hate Americans, you hate America, and your hatred for Donald Trump has taken over your brain to the point where you would rather Donald Trump lose and all of your fellow Americans have worse lives than allow Donald Trump to win or go vote for him. It's pretty sad. It's really pathetic. And with that, I think we'll just go ahead and wrap it up there. I want to say, if you are America first, if you're watching to this point, you are in the right place. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, share this video. Those 3 things go a long way with a small channel like mine. It really helps me out. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. And I also want to ask you or let you guys know that I go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'd love to see you guys there, have a conversation with you, and just get to know everybody a little bit better as I try to grow this and chase my dream of doing this full-time and getting out of the construction life, basically. So I appreciate everybody for being here. Forgive me, I'm a little sick today, so, it is what it is. We work through, but anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.